Hey guys, it's been a minute since I did a crochet and talk as we create this not mini, we're doing a maxi skirt. It just looks mini right now, but she's gonna be a maxi skirt because I'm making this for winter. Fits perfectly. I'm so excited for the end result. We are gonna talk about 11 ways I raise my feminine energies up and maybe some inspirations for you. This is not just for females. This is not just for females. It's not for just for the girls. Feminine energy is in everyone. These are not listed in order pertaining to like which one was more of a lesson or which one's better than the other. It's just as I was thinking of them. I'm really excited to do this video here because I'm letting myself be seen. I'm at the spa. So it's an open space. Obviously, not everyone's paying attention to me or would for a long time, so that's a great thing. Key point about minding your own business in your own power. What I'm exactly doing, minding my own business in my own power. And I like to yap. Yapping also makes me feel better. I'm a little bit anxious about something. So I thought, why not create a new video while I feel anxious, right? That's transmuting energy. That's alchemizing into power. The first one that I wrote, and this was actually the inspiration to even make this video. Another thing before I start, the 11 ways I've done this wasn't thought of all just at once. This is as I was experiencing the things that I've changed within myself and noticed. As I would like to state, the first one was the inspiration for this. Declared no more casual hookups or having sex with anyone else other than my husband, my divine match. Y'all, I just want to say, I've never said this out loud before. I've never even thought of it because I just felt like, oh, I lost it so young. There's no point in saying something like this. Eventually, things will happen when they do. I was actually inspired by watching All Alexis and hearing her say this, to declare that and say it out loud to yourself. It hit my ego a little bit. What does that mean for me? And then it sparked some inner work because I was like, why would I get offended by something like that? It's a really nice opportunity for me to hear what at the time was an opposing thought, to actually allow it sink in and be like, oh, you know what though? I could actually benefit from a perspective that's not mine. Can tell it's working for someone else. Why not try it? Not like I had anything to lose in that regard and I had more to gain. Why not try? I'm just so serious now on really sharing space, sharing energy with people who are faithful. It doesn't define by anything, but as long as you believe, you have belief in yourself, you have belief in others. I need to be around that. I'm going all in on a unknown path right now. Extra powerful having someone encourage that because they also think the same way about their own life. Number 2, taking hygiene care more seriously. Growing up in a house of dudes, the feminines in my house they weren't into the beauty industry. Let's just say that. Mom and grandma, they did wear makeup, but it wasn't their regular thing. They did that when they went out party, but regularly when I saw them at home, they didn't emphasize beauty products towards me, which I actually appreciate now. Even when I tried to have like a phase of foundation and makeup, when I put that on and I was living with my dad and brother, I got made fun of so bad that I never put it on ever again. In a weird way, I'm actually glad that the world of getting into all this type of skincare and makeup, I'm really glad I never actually got into it. Granted, when I was younger, I loved to put on like big lashes. I did do my eyebrows back then, but now they're like tattooed on. Because I've also lived with guys and that kind of thing, the standard for the beauty was like low. Brushing teeth once a day. Back then, showered every other day, which I don't do at all now. Like I shower every day. Even if it's just the body, I don't wash my hair every shower. Genuinely makes me feel good every time I shower. So if I do it right when I wake up and then right before bed, it's amazing. Taking oral hygiene care more seriously was very helpful too. I smoke a lot of weed. or I did in Reno. My mouth was nasty. Canker sores a lot. I can't fully blame the cavity on just the weed. I feel like that was a lot of sugar I had at night too. But you know, when you get munchies, so it was a domino effect of bad things going on in my mouth and just like not caring. Once I started brushing my teeth 2 times a day, enjoy the shower and like not making myself feel weird about showering so much. I think growing up in a house too that has lack mentality, you're like, oh my god, be wary of how much you're using the utilities. Don't shower every day because of our water bill. Really refreshing and healing for my feminine energy. Be like, no, you know, I'm not hogging the shower half an hour at a time. You know, when I'm just washing my body, it's just a 5-minute quick shower. As long as I'm just like owning it, then I don't make myself feel bad about it, is where it's key. Skincare stuff or even the bath stuff that I do buy, I am very aware of the ingredients, very intentional with like who I'm supporting. Great first year of not buying like the cheapest hygiene stuff, genuinely going to those health stores or even like buying local. I love buying local. I am really grateful that I have the genes that I do because my parents didn't really have a problem with acne. So I didn't really have a problem with acne. And with my skin, y'all, I only use water most of the time when I wash my face. If not, I use like whatever face soap is in the wash or whatever. Like I don't really go out of my way to buy face wash. I feel so dude saying this. I use a body soap as like for my face. So the whole thing is a body. I don't know. For me, that's how it works at least. Like it doesn't change anything for me if I do that. The only time I have breakouts or anything is concerning food. That's when I know I'm not taking care of myself at all, is when I feel the breakouts. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not feeding myself or anything. When you buy local stuff, especially if you do have skin like me where, you know, it's pretty neutral, I was gonna say durable for the lack of a better term, like it's not sensitive to where like if I put, like of course if you're gonna do like really perfumey chemically stuff, I will have a reaction to that, but anything that's natural I can try, no problem. I'm not allergic to anything. If you're also like that, buy the local stuff. Don't buy the hype stuff. It doesn't, like, why are you buying the hype stuff? Your skin doesn't care. For me, it gives me more satisfaction supporting locals, seeing their face light up, and then seeing that you're investing in what they are also putting so much time and care in. Because the people who make local skincare, it's because they're trying to eradicate their own face problems and like the problems of who they know. We're trying to deal with real people too, not just another buck for them. I feel like it's just more genuine care towards each product. That's community. That's supporting community. Keeping things very local. You want to support your community. I just find it another cog in the machine detail when you buy skincare from, like you're ordering in skincare. I can't justify that for myself, to be honest. Number 3, moving slower. The big one, and especially as a server, I have no problem just being on my feet all the time and just constantly like. Before noticing this, I would say I love to multitask. I love doing so many things all at once. Is that ever really giving the real focus to what the tasks actually need, or am I just actually half-assing absolutely everything, then pressuring myself that I didn't do good enough towards them? See, like I could just focus on one thing and really, and do things slow. But I also noticed that if I'm trying to like over-explain myself, I move faster. Just if I'm in that energy of trying to prove myself towards something, I go faster. I feel like feminine energy is not needing to prove yourself at all. You are just simply existing. You are being. That's okay. That there's strength in just being. That's the part that I'm truly trying to learn. And by doing things slowly, walking slowly is a big one for me. I'd be short and I try my best with distance. I still walk really fast. I just didn't want to be noticed. I want to go to A to Z and no one look at me, no one interact with me. But yet I'd be like, I wish people would talk to me more, which is like, what do you want? Also allow yourself to be perceived is another big thing into walking slowly. That's another thing with not wanting to be seen, or with walking fast. I was just like, I don't want anyone to like even have the time to form an opinion. I'm a little now, you know, when I see people look at me while I walk somewhere, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't even change my speed either. That'd be another thing too. I wouldn't walk normal. Once I noticed someone was looking at me, I'd walk even faster. Just owning it. Owning it. A lot to do with wanting to be so productive and just having that nervous tick. Constant pressure to prove myself, not worth it anymore. Even if I look at other people and they think I'm doing something slow, I don't try to do it faster. Continue doing it my speed. For example, you know when you're grocery shopping and you're in the way of someone, but you got there first and you're choosing something? Yeah, I don't try to rush myself when I know someone's behind me. I would just still look. I'd be mindful as to not like really milk the time or anything, but I won't be like, oh my god, sorry, why would I be sorry when I was there first? That was something I used to say. I used to say sorry for absolutely everything. Would you say it's a Canadian thing? I don't know. Canadian and people pleaser at the same time? I don't know. Number 4, authenticity in voice and presence. With this one, I used to really allow groups of people, because it would always be groups of people like making me feel weird about myself. I could put that back towards my family or groups of friends in the past. Whenever I would notice like a group of people looking at me and they're giving me like a gossip vibe, I would try to be out of there as soon as I could, or just stop what I was doing entirely. I wouldn't let myself get intimidated just because I noticed other people looking at me. Just assume that they're gossiping, but I don't know what else to think. I would just make myself more isolated after that. Every time I would feel rejection from groups of people, even if they weren't even people I knew, I would just want to self-isolate. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I should be by myself, you're right. Now I record wherever I want, whenever I want. Loving my voice every time I speak. Big yapper now, but she wasn't like this before, so I'm owning my yap. Through doing this though, it's very easy to spot who's insecure and the bullies. Because if you're by yourself and people are making fun of you for doing stuff like by yourself, whether that's recording or just putting yourself out there in any kind of way, it takes people to like be in a group to make fun of you. Just see it in a perspective of like, this person would not be able to do this by themselves. They would not even be able to look at you long as they are with their friends as they would by themselves. That helps me a lot. In a weird, vengeful way, I constantly repeat, you wouldn't even be able to do that by yourself. And it makes me feel better now. You need other people to feel like your bullying is validated. That's sad. Number 5, no more shaming emotions. My choices or experiences. Everything is an opportunity to learn and grow. Even if it looks dramatic towards someone else, because I know that when I get really emotional, it's almost like watching a show. But I don't try to intend for it to be like that. It just happens that way. Because like I used to be shamed for like my big reactions or just my choices and things I've done. I'm just so tired of letting that happen for me. Whenever I feel really intense judgment from other people, I self-soothe and start validating myself. I'm like, no, you made the choices you did because this is what you did. Validate how I feel. And then I also validate how uncomfortable I am with that person. Then it just starts reprogramming like, yeah, why would I want to continue spending time around this person if I feel bad hanging out around them? Why are you gonna make me feel bad about my choices when first, I know I don't really do that. I know I don't do that to anybody. I don't make anyone feel bad for their choices. I can't say that for like 10 years ago, but yes, now I can. But that's because I carried that much shame with myself before, that I would shame other people. But that's just like the projection, right? Number 6, releasing, taking things personal. All of these are still a work in progress, but I want to say this one is still like one of the bigger works in progress. I'm still in the process of not wanting to react towards projections against me. I think today is also a big conclusion towards that too. Just being at the spa, feeling a lot of lack projections and even fear within me and on me about being here. I just need to own my vision. I need to be really confident in what I'm trying to do and build, and like there's a reason why I'm specifically here. There's a reason why I want to continuously try to create here, and why I don't want to settle towards things I know that will hinder my creativity. It could be part of a whole other different video. We're gonna go back into this. I am learning more every day that people are living their own reality. They really see things how they want, no matter if I try to talk my head off about another perspective, you can only try to inspire people, not force things. Reacting to me because of, you know, their past experiences, I'm just like, okay, you know, this is not for me. It can bruise my ego if I let it, but right now it's not about me. I'd like to say I'm gaining more room for compassion instead of comparison. When you're kind of stuck in a victim mindset, it's so easy to just be like, well, I had it worse. Well, you don't know this, but you haven't experienced this. And I've thought of that so many times when people were projecting their stuff on me. I'm like, well, you don't fucking get it. You didn't go through this. I think that's the biggest part of what I'm trying to let go of when it comes to taking things personal, is that part. When I'm just like, you don't know my story. 7, trusting in my intuition, discernment, boundaries, protection, and alignment. I could say up until really recently, I was very wishy-washy on all these things until I watched All Alexis again. She's just such an inspiration towards feminine energy in general. So I will refer her a lot. She pointed out that being really indecisive uses so much of your brain power because your brain's always wanting to fill itself. If you're constantly in a state of indecision, all your other decisions might look out of balance too. You might crave junk food. You might want to just be extra unmotivated. You might really just think negatively because of the indecision. The brain is working so hard on trying to do that the other stuff is like, okay, well, just sustain me somehow. That snapped me back to reality, because up until that video, I was literally like, I'm such an indecisive person. I think everything is absolutely a good idea. I can get into an indecision, fatigue, and even paralyzation. I didn't know whether to choose between two things, and I would sit there for half an hour. Just, I don't know. Now that I've learned that pros and cons lists helps a lot with indecision, I've been doing that whenever I feel stuck between two things. But now I want to feel more directed and certain of the things I'm feeling, of the things I know in my heart is like protecting me, feeling in alignment. I'm trusting it. I'm really trusting it. The biggest evidence of this was actually smiling more at strangers. As a recovering overgiver, I felt like my kindness was taken advantage of a lot. Spent a couple years just mean dogging, and not like trying to look mean, but naturally I have a really sad, always in thought face that people don't want to really engage. I've had so many people come up to me, okay, yeah, but now I'm just always smiling. If I'm enjoying something on my screens, I'll smile big, I'll laugh. I won't even try to hide my laugh. I won't quiet my laugh. I'll just laugh. When I'm looking around the room, I'm not looking around the room and just like scanning way. Like, I'm smiling as I'm looking around the room. I'm smiling at strangers more, and it just feels better. From there, discernment comes. Are these people good for me? But that's only like if we start to engage more. Smiling more at men, biggest thing for me, especially after doing OnlyFans. It instilled in my mind that men always wanted more than they said they wanted. There was always like some hidden motivation and intention behind the stuff that they were doing. So I grew scared. I grew extra scared of men and their intentions. Since opening up and just smiling at them and just like seeing their reaction, a lot are more like, let's just say there's so much power in smiling. It throws a lot of people off. It throws more people off than I feel like I get received back, and it's just so interesting. We prefer staying in a state of smiling. Like, it makes me feel better too. Something I noticed while I was serving was that if I ever show kindness to certain people, they would take it as, oh, she's being flirty, oh, she's being this. Invitation to either show they could be more mean or show that they could be more powerful. It was like the mentality of kindness is weakness. You know, I really did fall into that. I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna go to your level and just act mean because you're mean, but it sucks that I'm getting treated this way. Where does that leave me? Resentful. Honestly, the best way to even develop and start to really dive into the full trust of your intuition, discernment, boundaries, protection, and alignment is to experience people, different places, different things. You're not gonna be able to know yourself if you don't know how you're gonna react towards any kind of person. If you're gonna surround yourself by like the literal same community the whole time, there's gonna be no growth. Once you get put into another environment where there is guaranteed other kind of people around you, how are you going to be able to like discern? Or are you just going to automatically think the other opinion is bad? Owning that I'm learning a lot through connections. Number 8, stopped being scared of other feminine energies. Growing up, I did not have nurturing feminine energies. None of them were nurturing in terms of being emotionally there for me or encouraging or anything positive when it came to emotions. All the feminines, like my grandmas, my mom, they were very much the feminines that were like, don't fucking cry, and they get really mad if you do. No emotional regulation. I grew up very scared of all the feminines in my life. I just felt like I could never be safe around any of them to fully express myself, validated in how I was feeling. As I'm making this kind of video, that all the feminines in my life were stuck in a heavy masculine energy. All of the females in my close family, they were very hard workers, all of them. I think because their work wasn't validated from like their partners or even just like supported, I can see how the feminines in my life took more control, keeping things together, but just in a very, very logical kind of way. For someone who's just an emotional person, that was very harmful. First time I think I truly felt safe around a feminine energy was my therapist 3 years ago. I remember sharing a story and crying, and I just kept apologizing to her, and she's like, why are you apologizing? I'm like, I'm sorry for crying. She's like, what? We centered one of our inner works on, and she's like, you're apologizing for crying. And yeah, that was just, it felt nice to be like, oh, what? It's not normal to shut down. Honestly, I really do invite more feminines into my life. I want to have a strong, supportive female system around me. I want to feel safe around them. I want to feel like I can create and just talk with them too. The last time I had a girlfriend group around me was 4 years ago. I know that any connections I have now and going forward are going to be so different. I react to people and life differently, so I know that that's going to just reflect back to me. Even if it means losing a lot of what I thought was familiar, at least it shows it didn't have the same foundation anymore, or at all to start with. Number 9, paying more attention to moon cycles and my monthly cycle, how it correlates. Between the whole month, I get to see and be aware of the differences in energy, motivation, creations, also ways of self-care. When to focus on releasing, when to focus on setting intentions and planning more, treating my inner world like the most beautiful garden. Since each creation takes time, right? Everything you birth takes time. Okay, mothers out there? Everything grows with time. And I just want to speak on that because like I just remember being 9 and my mom was literally like, why are you not grown up yet? Because like that was when my sister came. My like 4th sister. She's like, why are you not helping me with this? Why are you not more responsible? I was like, I'm 9. Number 10, shining bright in creations while creating. I'm crocheting. I'm probably like one of the only ones crocheting in here right now. And I'm noticing that people are watching me crochet. Whether that's in passing or they have been watching, I'm letting myself still do it despite feeling that. This is big. Rejection would have hit really bad before, but now I'm just like, no. I just really appreciate my evolution of being perceived and seen as someone who really avoided that a lot before. Seeing the confidence and just being like, okay, is really nice. It's also really helpful being in a safer space because I would not be able to say this staying in the past homes that I have. I didn't feel safe to be seen or perceived even in the house I was sleeping in. So that made me feel like, okay, I'm not safe to be seen or perceived out in public. Like if my house doesn't even support what I'm doing or care, nobody else cares. What I also thought for a long time. No more. I just didn't have anyone growing up in my family that encouraged my loud and proud side. Anytime I was so excited, shut up. Anytime I had like things to show off, Like whether that was like a good grade, something creative, nobody cared. They were like, oh, good job. Go back to their thing. And nobody cares of anything I do. So yeah, that was nice and healing to complete. Getting to show myself it's okay and safe to be this way, so healing for my inner child. She's so happy to be able to express fully, authentically, as the time and experiences come. I do understand the energies of evil eye. I'm showing results anyway. No one needs to see the particular in-betweens and all the small details all the time. To show the end result of your accomplishment, no one can take that away. First of all, no one really knows how you did that. And no one needs to know how unless they ask you. If you just show off the final result, then boom. People can have their own opinion if they want. I think that was another thing that held me back. I've been yapping so much straight that my voice literally hurts. Like I need to go for a walk after. I've also been sitting in the same spot for like 8 hours. I have not moved for 8 hours. This is the first time I've like literally stayed so stationed here though. Usually I do move around. I had like a set routine with my laptop and I'm really into my crochet. Like this is probably the first time since my blanket that I'm just popping off straight. Other things I've done, the other clothes, just have to be really mindful about the pattern and stuff, but this is just like, and I'm enjoying that. Last pointer is having a relationship with Mother Gaia and where food genuinely comes from. Caring about what we're putting in our body, caring about the environment itself, very, very big for me. This is actually another homecoming towards my inner child. I have always cared about the environment like so bad. I used to be so upset over people littering and like just not treating the environment well. Now I feel like I'm coming back to that with confidence because I used to be really shamed. Like people would be like, why do you care so much? The world is ending anyways. The world is dying anyways, and that would send me into a spiral. I feel really hopeful that a lot of other people care, and it emphasizes my love to care. When you care about how you treat you and your body, it will reflect. Like you won't want to like treat Mother Nature bad either. Having this renewed relationship with the earth and with my body increased my love for a vision, for my big vision. Saving self is saving the world. Really don't want to feed myself junk food just to feel full anymore. Like I want to feel energized, uplifted when I eat. I don't want to feel my most positive outcome, having cold pressed juices for breakfast, nutritious bowls for lunch, and hearty soups for dinner. The ingredients could all be different, but that is like my ideal daily meal bars. That concludes my little 11 lister of how I've increased my feminine energies. If you have done anything to like similar, please let me know and how your experience has been with that. If you feel motivated or encouraged, I applaud that. I would love everyone to dive into their feminine energies more. Feminine energy at the end of the day is about taking care of self, nourishing your environment alongside you. It's slowness, it's resting, it's receiving. Not one gender is limited to those things. The balance of being able to know when to rest and receive versus always being in action, that's key. Really not one or the other when it comes to that. The update on the skirt. Oh my gosh. What event would I have that I would just like stop right here? But this is really short. It'd be like a really sexy Halloween type of vibe, but we're going for maxi skirt. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. This is all the yarn I have left. I'm pretty confident it's all I need. Please. If not, I know I can add more to the bottoms of it and kind of maybe do like an ombre feel of some sort, or get another black yarn. We're just gonna see how it goes. Here's the update after doing the final edits and everything. I wasn't gonna conclude the end of this video till I finished the skirt, but I ran out of yarn and I don't know when I'm gonna anticipate more yarn. It doesn't look too much longer from the last update, but I think there was at least another good chunk layer. It is super short still. It is not maxi skirt, it's like is still very short. But I love her. She actually looks very cute. Like if I were to keep this for Halloween or whatever, or just like a scantily type of vibe, I could stop. I really wanted to make my first bottoms as a maxi skirt for winter, to make clothes based on where I am and the climate. To see where it's gonna go from here, I'm still debating if I wanted to add another color or just keep it black. I'm not sure yet. When I go to the yarn store, I'm just gonna go from there. I feel like if I'm gonna make it very versatile, keeping it black would be cool. And maybe like accents of a different color. I might do that actually. Oh, you know what would be so cute? Making really small snowflakes and putting it... Okay,